Hey guys, Tara Kirkpatrick here. I'm so excited to come to you today and talk to you a little bit about inviting to an HOM. So guys, congratulations if you're watching this video. That means that you're serious about growing your business, and we can't wait to see you reap the rewards from the work that you're going to put in. So guys, inviting to an HOM is so important. It's so important to get people in front of the business opportunity because that's how we grow. That's how we recruit. That's how we get more people on our team. So I want to talk to you about a couple of things that are really important when you're inviting to an HOM, okay? First of all, when we say an HOM, that's an Herbalife opportunity meeting. Of course, when we're talking to people, we never use acronyms. So all I talk to people about is if I'm inviting, I'm asking them to take a look at an opportunity. I don't know if you would be interested in taking a look at what it looks like to be a wellness coach, whatever kind of language you feel like will relate to the person that you're talking to. But that's one of the things that's really important, making sure that you're relating to the person that you're speaking with, right? So I've written down a couple of things on how to invite to an HOM. And the first one here is to listen. Listen, right? God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. We want to make sure that we are listening more than we're speaking. So when you're going out, you might be at a grocery store. You may come through the line and they're like, hey, how's your day? You're like, I'm great. How's your day? Right? And you could get one of several responses. It could be, I'm great as well. This has been an amazing day. They might be super friendly. If you're listening and you hear somebody that has that kind of personality, they would make a great wellness coach, right? So the first thing that I would do is I'd be like, hey, I don't know if you're interested or not, but your personality is amazing. And we're always looking for wellness coaches. So I don't know if you'd be interested in taking a look, but here's an invitation. Right? And then we're going to talk about how you get them to that point, right? So you could come through that same line and be listening, and they could be like, you could be, hey, how was your day? And they're like, oh, it's terrible. I'm missing my son's football game. I can't believe I have to work so much. So they may be dissatisfied, and we're looking for dissatisfied people, right? Because we have an opportunity for those people as well. So if I'm listening and I hear somebody that's dissatisfied, then I'm going to lead right into that as well. Oh man, I hate to hear that you're missing your son's football game. I understand that can be so frustrating. These are times that pass and we don't get them back. So I don't know if you'd ever be interested or not, but I'm a wellness coach with Herbalife. I love it because it's given me the time freedom to be able to be with my kids and not miss things. So I'd love it if you take a look and check out the opportunity and see if it might be for you, right? So what I did there was I listened, I heard a dissatisfied person, and then I heard what she was looking for, right? She was unhappy because she was missing her son's football game. That's time freedom. So that's what I connected with. It could have been money. I don't have enough money. I don't have, man, this sucks. I can't pay for XYZ. I would hear that and I would hone in on the opportunity to create financial freedom, right? So if you're listening, you're going to hear what people are looking for. The second thing I have up here is be intentional. Be intentional. So if you're being intentional when you wake up in the morning and you go out and you're intentionally looking for people to offer the business opportunity for, it's amazing. If you're intentionally looking for it, you're going to listen differently to people. You're going to hear people differently. And then those opportunities are going to come to you to present those invitations. It's just incredible. What we intentionally look for is what we find. Okay, know what you're inviting to, guys. This is really important. Really, really important. Know what you're inviting to. We have lots of opportunities to share an Herbalife opportunity meeting with somebody. That could look like a one-on-one Herbalife opportunity meeting where you sit down with somebody and you share that information, which you're actually going to learn how to do that as well. So don't let that intimidate you. But if that's something that you don't have the time to do with somebody, no problem. You can filter them into one of the many opportunities we have for them to see an HOM. One of those is every single Thursday night at 8:30. You have the ability to plug people into our Thursday night webinar, right? That webinar they can do from the comfort of their home. It lasts 30 minutes. It's every single week, and there's different speakers every single week. The website for that is introtowellness.com. So if I'm inviting to that webinar, then I just give them that website, right? And then have them get on. And then what I tell them is when you get done with that webinar, I'm going to reach out to you if that's okay to see what you like best about it, right? So I want to follow up with them as well. You've got a couple websites that you can send people to check out the Herbalife opportunity. You've got greatusabiz.com. That's actually an Herbalife HOM that you can send to somebody or send them to check it out and take a look. Some of you have joinouramazinteam.com if that's available to you. Also another great HOM that you can send to somebody. You've got your local HOMs. Some of you have local HOMs going on in the area, and I highly, highly encourage you, if you have a local HOM, become a part of that HOM. Plug into that HOM, because all of us need each of us, and each of us need all of us. So the more coaches you have that are consistently showing up at an HOM to share their story, the more opportunity all of the coaches have to invite more people to that HOM, right? So you would never want to just send somebody to an HOM without being there to contribute, right? So you go and you contribute your story and you share that with everybody else. Of course, we have STSs, LDWs, JKOs, and extravaganza. So all of our big events with Herbalife, every single one of them, every event we have starts with an Herbalife opportunity meeting. Those are my favorite to invite people to, because what happens is they go, they see the bigger picture. You've got a room full of 200, 300, 500, sometimes 1,000, 20,000 people. And they go and they get to see these stories. They get to see the impact that Herbalife has had. So those are great ways to invite to an HOM that you don't necessarily have to do for somebody. But know what you're inviting to, right? So let's say today's Tuesday and I go out and I'm inviting to, I hear somebody that has an opportunity, right? Like they are looking for time freedom, or they're looking to increase their financial freedom. Because I was listening and because I was intentional, I heard that. So I need to know what I'm inviting them to. Let's say my local HOM was Monday. Do I want to wait until next Monday to get them into the local HOM? No, absolutely not. So we don't want to wait a long time. Or if you don't have a local HOM, you don't want to wait a month to get them to an STS, because they could become uninterested very quickly, right? So you know what you're inviting to. If today's Tuesday, I've already had my local HOM this week, I would invite them to the Thursday night webinar, right? That's the next thing that I would invite them into. If they tell me they're busy and they can't do it, or Thursday nights aren't good for them, no problem whatsoever. I would probably send them the link to thegreatusabiz.com so that they can take a look at it and then get them into the next local HOM, if that makes sense. So guys, what's really important is knowing what to send them to. And then these last two, super important, okay? Confidence and belief, right? When you're talking to somebody, you have to have 100% confidence and 100% belief that the person you're talking to is 100% better with this opportunity than they are without, right? That if you haven't given them that opportunity to take a look at an HOM, that their life is not going to be as good as it would be if you gave them that opportunity. You have to have that belief, and hopefully you have that belief because Herbalife has changed your life in some way, right? And when Herbalife changes our life, it makes it easy for us to have that confidence and that belief to go talk to somebody else. So even if you're somebody who doesn't love to talk to strangers, no problem. Look at it from a viewpoint of you're helping them change their life, right? Imagine if the person that invited you to take a look at Herbalife had never invited you to take a look at Herbalife. Take a second and let that sink in. How would your life be different had you not had the opportunity to take a look at Herbalife as a business? And then that's what I want you to think about. When you're listening and you're intentionally going out and you hear somebody, even if those nerves rise up a little bit, think about that. Think about the fact that if you hadn't been given the opportunity, where would you be? And so why would you want to hold that back from anybody else? So guys, just to recap, you want to make sure that you're listening to people. You want to make sure that you're being intentional with your invites. You want to make sure you know what you're inviting to, that you have the confidence and you have the belief. And then the last thing that I'll say is, if somebody says no to you, no doesn't mean no. It means not right now or no problem. So the way that I handle that is if I go, hey, I don't know if you'd be interested, but I have this opportunity. I would love for you to take a look at it. And they go, no, I'm really not interested. No problem. That's my exact response. No problem. Would you know anybody who might be interested in taking a look at part-time or full-time income? Would you know anybody who, right? So just because they said no doesn't mean that they don't know somebody who might have need the opportunity, right? So you ask that follow-up question. And then the last thing that I'll say, guys, is don't prejudge. Don't prejudge anybody, right? You don't know who is looking for an opportunity. You could know somebody who makes $100,000 a year and they might appear to be happy, but you don't know their circumstances. They might be getting ready to send a kid to college that needs that extra income, you know, so don't ever prejudge. Don't take no for an answer. Ask who they know that might be interested. If they're not, make sure we're listening. And I can't wait to see all the new people that are getting on our HOMs.